Hey there, folks. I'm a serious JG on my own here. Wanted to make sure everybody's clear on that right up front. I haven't done a Metal Gear game without Bobo since I did Snake's Revenge. But, well, I guess I did kind of do the non-story side missions on Ground Zeroes, which Bobo didn't actually care for, to tell you the truth. But yeah, this is Mysterious JG on my own, and I'm going to do a Let's Play of Metal Gear Survive. Metal Gear Survive didn't receive a whole lot of coverage when it came out. All the articles before it came out were about how this game is going to be terrible. It's Metal Gear without Kojima. The few articles that came out after it came out were like, this game is terrible. They turned Metal Gear into some kind of freemium bullshit. So yeah, up front, expectations not high. But I can't help it. I have to find out for myself. I'm really curious. And so, let's dive into yet another Let's Play that we may all come to regret. Metal Gear Survive. 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 Bonsai. Did all the installs and updates, but I have never actually loaded up the game before, so we will be figuring all this out together. You and me, gentle viewer. You give me my codec companions. Occasionally I'll hear the voice of Bobo calling out a codec and saying, "Shut off your PlayStation 4 right now. I'll finish this zombie survival horror game that uses Metal Gear control schemes. You can just go home." I'm trawling Strophe set. Yes, because I've already, without even getting started, I'm plunging into the depths of insanity. Clearly, I've already gone mad and am now playing this game so that I can blame this game. Do not turn the system off. That's the most... See, you know Kojima had nothing to do with this game. His games usually involve the game instructing you to turn the system off. Game has an autosave feature. Do not turn the PlayStation 4 in quotes off. We will do this in Inglés. We will use English voice acting because from what little I do know about the story of the game, all the characters should be speaking English anyway. I suppose I could have gone through some of this. Please adjust screen brightness so both the image on the left and right are visible. Well, they're both visible at the default, so sure. Yes. Hopefully I can find some place to turn on subtitles because I will be chatting incessantly throughout the game as ever. And we're logging into server because this may be one of those games that requires you to have a network connection at all times, which will annoy me if it is the case. This game was intended to have a multiplayer, a cooperative multiplayer, which as far as I know is not really something Metal Gear has done very well before. And when this game was first announced, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, that might be fun to do multiplayer with Bobo. Everything I've heard about this game suggests there's nothing fun about it. But we may spend the next 10 minutes at the logging into server screen, which I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm cracking a lot of jokes about how poor this game's reputation is because, believe me, this game has almost been forgotten already, but when it came out, it just got savaged in reviews by... and I'm prepared to give it a chance as being like, you know, the gameplay mechanics might be fine as people were pissed off that there's no Kojima. But, yeah, if this game gives us 10 minutes of staring at logging into server, I am not going to cover for it. I did not make sure that I was logged in, that had my network connection working properly on my PS4 before I started this game because I intend to do the story mode only. So... I wanted to get another LP going because I got a pattern going, alternating between the two Final Fantasy games and Red Dead Redemption. Then I got Stellaris, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I've got Neo, Tuesday, Thursday. I was like, you know what? I don't have to record that much. It won't be hard to keep going. If I upload one Saturday and one Sunday episode of a new series... that'll be good. It means I'll have 2 videos a day on the channel. I should do that. That makes sense. Let's start a new series. Already. should have been Fallout New Vegas, the last DLC. I mean, what the hell? I'm trying to think. When Bobo and I did Metal Gear Solid 4 on his PS3 as a series, did we? I think we just like vamped and talked and chatted during like the ludicrous amounts of loading and pre-configuring you do on that game, or did we actually cut it out like a real professional would have done? Oh, thank God. Well, logging on to servers disappeared. We still got a little loading screen box thing up there, so I don't know if progress is really being made here or not. What do I want to tell you about that? Okay, please select our country region, United States of America. America! Fuck yeah! Alright, now another 5 minutes, and then it's going to come back and say, are you sure you want to play in the United States of America? Now, now that I think about it, Phantom Pain had some irritating stuff where, like, you could go on YouTube and figure out how to force the game to keep you out of multiplayer, because you hit a certain point in the plot and it tried to force you to explore multiplayer, which can be detrimental. If all you want to do is play the story, multiplayer can be detrimental, because multiplayer gives you an opportunity to go out and get resources, and it also gives other players around the world a chance to get resources at your expense. So for people who really had no interest in multiplayer and just wanted to play the story, they people came up with workarounds. Well, here's a way to stop the game. Like, you could play in offline mode, but then there were certain little passive bonuses you weren't getting. I'm wondering if this game works that way. I'm a little less worried about it because I don't think there's that many people playing this on multiplayer. Terms of use. You agree that if you play this game, you and your likeness and everything you've ever thought of and dreamed of or come up with, maybe transform it to erotic pachinko. Agree. Virtual currency terms of use. Yes. I heard stories about all the ways this is a freemium game that makes you use real life money to buy virtual currency to do things. I got curious to see if there was any DLC that was of a story type. There is DLC or optimum content or whatever. It is just like buy this many virtual credits for this money. Privacy wants a cracker. You are not entitled to privacy. Privacy. And we're logging into the server, so that's a new thing that's happening. I really do intend to do a Let's Play. This is not some gag video I was going to do on my channel and then not follow up on. I'm not. This is a Let's Play channel. This is not a pop culture channel where I would have a parody video of me trying to play this game, where the intent all along is to sit through loading screens and bitch about them, and then it'll end with like me destroying the game, by just I'll get a webcam out and start destroying the game with scissors or something. No, I'm actually trying to play this game for real, so, I was going to save this for later, but one of the few bullets I got in the chamber as far as things to talk about with this game is that when I went to buy this game, I decided that I wanted to buy it. The great story so far, huh? And so I went down to like a GameSpot. There was, I was in the neck of the woods. There was a GameSpot or GameStop or whatever the hell that one retail store that's taken over selling games is called. Where you always got like some, usually got some really nerdy kid in their 20s or late teens who are, working. Apologies to GameStop workers, but yeah, you don't usually have anybody over the age of 25 working in those stores, and it varies widely from as soon as you step in the door, somebody's all over you talking to you because they're so bored and lonely, or there's two clerks on duty and they're just talking to each other and they completely ignore you. There doesn't seem to be any in between. But I went in and I asked for this game, and like the guy at the store Started fucking giving me attitude. Like, he's like, why do you want to buy that game? I don't even know if we've got that game. Like, we don't even keep copies of games that we're not going to be able to sell. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, kid? I just came in here to buy a fucking game. Why? It's like, Kojima has nothing to do with this game, right? And I'm like, yes, that is the only thing anyone knows about this game. He had to tell me where there was another store in town that did have a copy because somebody pre-ordered it and then canceled. But they didn't bother to ship copies of the game out because they weren't expecting to be able to sell. I guess the other thing is it had been out for a few weeks before I bought it. So they shipped copies of it, and then when it didn't sell, I don't know how this works, but apparently they shipped back copies of the game that were sitting around not selling. So yeah, we're 11 minutes into this video now, and we're still looking at those squares. The world is square, folks. That's what I learned when I took Setzer Gambiani, or whatever the hell he's called, into the crypt of some chick that he had the hots for, in order to get an airship in the world of Ruin. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm confusing facts and messing things up about a much better game. You told me we're logged into the server, okay? So what the fuck's going on now? Seriously? I swear to God, this is not some... This was a serious attempt to do a Let's Play video. I'm not trying to set up some hilarious parody video here. I think the first video I ever saw that was anything like a Let's Play, because Bobo actually turned me on to the Let's Play. I started Let's Playing slightly before Bobo, but he turned me on to it because he was like, yeah, I'd be doing this myself. And this is what you said, Bobo. This is what you said. It's like, yeah, it's like admitting you don't have a life. And now we both do it, and we both met people online through the hobby and enjoy it. And it's just a thing we do on the side. It's not the first thing I do when I meet a new person in the professional world. Hey, I record video games in my spare time. But yeah, his thing was like, oh yeah, I really enjoy watching them, but it seems kind of nerdy hobby to do. But he started me on it. But I think just before he showed me Lord Vegeta's Let's Play of Holy Diver, which is the first Let's Play I ever watched all the way through and kind of enjoyed. I had found a video of some guy playing Kaizo Mario, but it was pretty clear that some guy on the internet had found gameplay video of Kaizo Mario and had recorded his own commentary on it, but it wasn't really him playing it. And he'd recorded on this... I mean, you can probably find it somewhere. I don't know what it's called, but it was pretty funny. This guy had this kind of New York accent, and he was like, hey, I'm playing Mario here, and what the hell? This is... I don't know. I found it amusing. I'd never seen any Let's Play before. But it was pretty clearly not actually legit Let's Play. It was somebody setting up this thing that was like a Let's Play and then putting in funny dialogue. I'm not doing that. A, I'm not being funny. But B, even though it must look like I intentionally set up to be recording through this nightmare of... Is this what it's like every time you start the game or the very first time you start the game? It's way too late for me to get my money back. I mean, I don't have the receipt anymore. I bought this months because I bought it when it had been out for weeks, and then it got set on a stack of games that I was intending to Let's Play and didn't get around to. I can't go back to GameStop. For one thing, that guy will laugh at me because he'll remember me, even though I'm saying it was months ago I bought this. I don't have the receipt. Literally today is the first day I actually cut through the shrink wrap. But we're halfway through a video, and we're a third of the way through verifying server info. And I gotta keep this video. This is like... I mean, I could try to label it... I can try to put disclaimer in the title, read description. It's going to be one of those fucking RTK videos where I explain, hey, I'm doing a Call to Heroes where if you want to submit a character, you can. No gameplay will occur in this video, and that all that gets said in the first 30 seconds is still have 50 people from countries around the world saying, why the fuck is there no gameplay in this video? Like people I've never heard of, not people who've ever seen my channel before. Why is there no gameplay in this video? You are a fucking asshole. Well, we're halfway through verifying the server info, so really, I think I'm just being unreasonable. This 15 minutes to start your gameplay experience is not really that unreasonable. I feel like I'm playing Commodore 64 here. I know Zerf loves him some Commodore 64, but weren't they known for their crazy load times? This is one of those tape-based computer systems from like the mid '80s, probably late '80s. I don't think anybody had home computer games in the. Maybe there was some. I don't know. Seriously, what the fuck? Everything I've heard suggests the game is not worth this either. Remember when we got Wing Commander 2 on the PC, and the PC that we had in the house really just didn't have. Technically, it met the minimum system requirements, but the minimum system requirements were some bullshit. The game really was not playable on when Wing Commander 2 came out for the PC. On what Origin listed as the minimum system requirements, and I had loved Wing Commander 1 like crazy. I got both of the expansion packs to Wing Commander 1. The one whose story I don't remember at all, and the one that was all about winning the allegiance of a new race of proud warriors who would like these bird guys who never showed up in any of the subsequent Wing Commander games. But I was super psyched for Wing Commander 2, and when we tried to play it, like, it took 4 fucking ever to load every screen of the you are wandering around talking to other characters areas. And then when it came time to load a mission, forget it. It just, the computer fucking died. And that's, like, literally got to a point where I would be getting ready to go out and do a mission. And, ultimately, I guess we uninstalled and reinstalled the game, and it finally started working. And I won't even get into, like, my dad trying to tell me that I had done something wrong with the computer, because I think the computer really did have an issue and had to get fixed, but he was trying to tell me it was my fault because I had turned it off and turned it back on or something, and that had corrupted the something. But no, I distinctly remember like turning up the sound so that I'd be able to hear it, and then like start a mission, and then leaving the room and like planning like 20 or 30 minutes worth of stuff to do. So that I would hear the music kick in when the mission had actually started, and I'd go in and play the mission. That's how badly I wanted to play Wing Commander 2 at the time. But we're 73% done verifying server info, and the big question in my mind is this a thing that happens every time you play the game, or is this something that happens the first time? Because that's going to make a pretty major difference as to whether or not I'm going to upload this as a curiosity and just consider that I got burned on the $35 or so that I spent to buy this game. Because, unless my mind's playing tricks on me and I don't have the receipt, I'm pretty sure that even when I bought this new, they had marked it down to like $35 instead of the normal $50 because they couldn't move this game. And I even had some small interior debate about, just for the purposes of putting together a quick Let's Play for fun, would I be willing to spend real-life currency on in-game currency, and how much? Because when I get sucked into that trap, and like Tales of Vesperia, as much as people love that game, they did that bullshit too. Tales of Vesperia, you could go into Xbox Live and buy experience points and buy gold. So anybody who's coming down on this game, fucking Tales of Vesperia, much loved by anime nerds, and I have to admit I had fun playing it too. It's got some crimes to answer for in this area as well. But I looked at that and I was like, I didn't end up buying anything, but I was like, if I was going to do it, like, yeah, you get your real world currency per in-game currency exchange rate is better when you spend more in-game currency. It's like drop $50 in real world and you'll get, 99 cents real world equals 100 game world, but then $50 real world equals, 65 game world. So the more you spend in one chunk, the better your exchange rate. I had a brief moment of like, well, I'm going to play around and not spend any real game money or real world money, but I have to consider whether the Let's Play will be faster and more enjoyable if I drop a few more bucks to get some in-game currency just because I want to show off the game. But now I'm looking at 93% verifying server info, and I'm still not clear on whether this is a one-time thing. And, yeah, not that inclined to really put anything into this game. You're making it tough, game. You're making it tough. Rest assured, if Kojima was behind this game and this kind of nonsense was happening, I'd be giving it shit for that too. But here we go, folks. Here we are. Box Engine. And loading screens. And loading screens. Metal Gear Survive. And you know what I'm going to do, folks? I'm going to call it a video. For real. I need to... Now, there is every chance that when I hit the options screen, it'll take us into 20 more minutes of loading. But I believe this is finally it. And that being said... Hi, Febeliki. I don't know what that means. I believe this is it. I believe we're finally ready to actually play the game. And that being said, I want Mysterious Dorito. Where the fuck are these messages coming from? Is this... No, this is because I got into Metal Gear Survive. Mysterious Wants. What the this is because I got on a Metal Gear Survive server. Now I've got all these weirdos inviting me to shit. I think this is why. Anyway. At this point, I think the best thing I can do is just have an entire video of this bullshit and then start the game fresh in video 2. And to that end, I'm calling it a video here. When we come back, we will actually play Metal Gear Survive. I swear we will. I swear we will get to gameplay. If the next video starts and there's another 20 minutes of loading, even after you get to that screen, I'll splice it together with this video. And you'll know that that's happening because you'll look down at your video counter and it'll say like this video is 45 minutes long and I'm only at 22 minutes. But assuming this video ends in the next 30 seconds, you can rest assured we will have gameplay next time. That's my promise to you. The Pachinko promise. Bye-bye.